everybody. This is Shake and Bake. Bobby, a.k.a. Shake and Bake. This is story number 4. The first one was an experiment. What was the first one? The first one was a story about a wetsuit. That went really wrong. The second one was my first jump in the Army Rangers. The third was a Mother's Day tribute. And the fourth, I know you guys are waiting for that prison one. It's coming. I know you wanted it now, but I'm sorry. Sticking to this Mother's Day theme, there's a theme because there's like a holiday, right? So, along those lines, this next one, we got opening season across the country of North America for fishermen, young and old, women, men, boys, girls, grandma, grandpas, the good old fishing tradition in North America. Season opens up across the country. So, prison stories coming. But first, I got a great story. This is like my top 5 Bobby stories, okay? Top 5 easy. And a story of when I was a young kid. It's hilarious. It has to do with fishing, and I'm going to tell it, okay? This little theme you're hearing, this little songy, this little diddly, this is something I play when I tell my kids stories. I make up stories on the fly. They love them. So I'm going to do this with each of my little stories. This is the intro. That's enough of that. Let's put that away. All right. Story. Oh, I got to be gentle with my guitars here. All right, here we go. Story number 4. This is a fisherman's tale from Bobby Shake and Bake. Okay, all these stories are true now, but they're little obviously from the perspective of Bobby's world. Oh, my light went off. Oh, there. And you have to understand, if you don't understand Bobby's world, you have to look at like video number 3, get a feel of this. But basically, let me set the context here. And what I hope to do with these videos, I'm still doing my gaming ones, but I really love doing these, to be honest. And I'm getting good feedback, so I'm going to keep doing these. In some ways, it captures these memories, from my life. And, maybe my kids will watch them one day and crack up. Who knows? Maybe not. Maybe they just think I'm weird. So I like that about that. And hopefully it brings you guys a laugh. Maybe during the day you're having a stressful day, watch a Shake and Bake video. Watch one of these stories. Maybe it'll make you think about some of your memories from your childhood or just fond memories you have and brighten up your day. So, okay, so let's get on with this story. All right. So here I am. I'm in like the, second, third, fourth grade. I can't remember exactly, but, I was a little old Bobby, with the imagination. Back in those days, not that it was that long ago, but we didn't have the Xbox and all that stuff. You played outside, sticks, pine cones, war, you made forts and all that stuff. That's what we did. That light, I keep hitting it on my hand. Sorry, guys. And so one thing we did is we fished, right? We did a lot of fishing as kids. You went down the lake, you threw your corn out there, you hung out all day. It was fun fishing. Well, my dad, a.k.a. the Beast. Now, you have to watch the previous video to learn about the Beast. But the Beast, okay, he was a crazy fisherman then and now. His vehicle, he's retired, but his vehicle, his van, if you open the back up, he's got so many fishing poles and fish doodads back there. It's unbelievable. You've never seen nothing like this in your life, okay? At the river, I don't even think he fishes anymore. He just sits in the back with a little chair and a radio, and people come to his van to get fishing supplies. It's crazy. Okay, so back it up. I am second, third, fourth grade, I don't know. And my dad loved to take us fishing, right? The problem was he was so hardcore about it, nobody wanted to go. So I'm going to introduce a new character to these videos, and that new character is my older brother. And our nickname for him was the safety officer. And I think it's just inherent when you're the oldest child. You're much more responsible and safe and all those things. When I was the youngest, you know how the youngest is, right? So he didn't like to go fishing with my dad, okay? Because one, he didn't have the patience for it. And I would go because I wanted to impress my dad. I think I wanted to win him over, and plus I felt bad for him that nobody else wanted to go. So and rarely did we all go together. Normally it was my dad and I, and maybe my brother would go. But this one trip, and I knew that there was an indicator it was going to go wrong. My dad said, I've heard about a secret location. Now, when you hear that, you know it's going to be trouble. I've heard about this secret location. I'm going to take you guys. Now, it's going to take a little bit of hiking to get there. I've never been there, but I know it's a good spot. So that should have been the cue to run. But no, not me. And my brother, he was convinced to go. And so off we go. And I think he's 4 years older than me, so he was a little bit older. And, we pack up and go. We head out. And this is in the Northwest. So, a lot of forest, woods, raging Whitewater River. And we're salmon fishing, right? And so we get to this area where we park the car. And it's all woods around us, right? And so he, I guess, somehow knows how to get through these woods to get to this river. So he says it's this secret location the beast has heard about. So we get out, we got our poles and stuff, right? Now, before we venture further into the story, I need to tell you something. Another one of these reveals, or, you got to tell on yourself. And that was, I was a kid. I would say scared is an understatement of my fear of bees and ants. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. Scared to death. I'm talking paranoia. If a bee flew by my ear, I would swing so hard I'd knock myself out. Ants, I ain't having it. Okay, so we get out there, and the first thing we get out of the car. First thing, it's summer, or spring, maybe, I can't remember. I'm looking around. I think I'm hearing stuff in the woods where like bees and ants. And we get our stuff. We start heading to the woods, right? And the whole way we're going, my dad's behind us, my brother's in front, I'm in the middle. I'm looking around. I swear. And it was like my imagination would take over. I couldn't help it. I'm looking. I heard a bee. I see some ants. And where we live, there's those army ants that build those huge pine needle hills, those straw ones, And we kept going. I'm seeing these things increase in number, and I'm really getting anxious. I don't want to let them know. I'm trying to be tough for my dad, and, I want to be invited back. So I'm not saying nothing. And all of a sudden, we kind of come through these trees, and we're stopped. My dad, I think he's lost. He wouldn't admit that, but I think we're lost, the beast. And so we're stopped. We're not moving, right? I look down, and to my horror, the ground is moving. We have walked in to the layer's nest of the army ants. This was their central base for North America, in my mind. Those sci-fi movies on Sci-Fi Channel when you see those enlarged ants and bees that carry people away? In my mind, that's what it looked. I looked down, the ground's moving. I swear I could hear them. I could hear them. I think they were calling my name out. Bobby, we're going to eat you. So I looked down. They're everywhere. Thousands of them. And I know the queen is like below us underground waiting to be fed us, right? I know it. So what I do as we're waiting, I start running in place at my feet. I'm holding my pole, right? I got a lure on there, and my brother's got his pole, my dad. And I'm running in place at my feet. And it took them a minute to realize there's something going on. So my dad says, what the hell? No, sorry. The bee says, what the hell are you doing? And my brother looks back. He's like, man, you're stupid. And in my mind again, I'm seeing the ants come up my pant legs. They're about to gnaw off my calf muscles. I'll just have stumps. They become stumpy. And the faster my feet are moving, they're moving. I'm like Jesse Owens. What are those runners? I get up and down. Hurdles. This goes on. And so finally I look down and I see they're coming up my pant legs. And it was probably one. But in my mind, it was hundreds coming to eat me, right? That was it. The fear of the beast, the embarrassment of wimping, I didn't care. I take off like Forrest Gump. You know the scene where he takes off and the metal shackles break off his leg? That was Bobby. I take off like there was like, what was that? The Roadrunner. You know, the Roadrunner, the Coyote, when the legs are spinning, that was me. I take off like a bat out of hell. And we're in the middle of nowhere. I'm talking in the forest, all right, Northwest, bears and whatever. I'm 3rd, 4th grade. I start running. I'm like Rambo. I'm running through these woods, top speed, pole in hand. I'm getting away from the ants lair. I don't even know what's happened to my dad, the beast, and my brother at this point, safety officer. But as I'm running, I hear 2 things, okay? I hear a blood-curdling scream coming from the safety officer. I mean, just blood-curdling. I mean, blood. I think, oh, my God. The queen has come out of the lair, and it's just eating him alive. And then I hear my dad screaming, the beast, stop running. I can hear it echoing through the forest, right? My fear of the giant ant, the lair, overcame the fear of the beast. So I kept going. There's nothing stopping me, right? The more I ran, the more I heard the scream. And it was close to me. It wasn't far away. And it was the same. He was like somewhere behind me. I could hear this, just screaming. I mean, like it was blood curdling. I can't even think about it, right? It's just, I'm imagining they must be all over him. And by this point, if I look back, his arms are gone, and it's just blood squirting out both shoulders. And I don't know if he's trying to throw them on me at this point. I don't know. But at some point, I muster the courage, right, to look back. Just a split second. I look over my shoulder, I look back. And what do I see to my horror? The source of this blood-curdling screaming? My brother. His arms are still intact. He's got his legs. But you know what happened? When I took off like a bat out of hell out of the ant's lair, the nest, right? My lure came off the pole. Right? And it lodged deep into my brother's ear, treble hook, into his ear. And the faster I ran, the deeper that hook went into his ear. So for the last quarter of a mile through these woods, I'd been dragging him by a treble hook salmon lure. It was so deep in his ear. I mean, the blood was coming out. He was screaming. I kept going still until finally, the screaming. I did stop. I wondered what the noise, my drag, drag on a pole, your fishing thing, you can. I wondered why the drag was doing that. It's getting pulled out. It was getting pulled out by him. He's kind of was a little bigger than me, a little heavier. So and he had asthma, so he was trying to keep up. Could you imagine that? He's got that hook driven through his ear. And he's the whole way. I about ripped off my brother's ear. So finally I stop. He's hyperventilating, crying, screaming. Blood's coming out the ear, hooks all through it. My dad finally, the beast, catches up, he's huffing and puffing too. And, it's crazy. It's crazy. So can you imagine that? And I was a father. Could you imagine that? And he did pretty good, the beast, keeping it together. I mean, I don't know if I had kept it together as good. So now we got to hold my brother down and dislodge the lure. My dad has got fishing pliers out. He's dislodging this thing. And the blood's coming. The screams. And I tell you what, man, I've been fishing a lot. I will never forget that story. And let me tell you, my brother, the safety officer, he never went again. He never went again. When I was little, we got older, we went again and did salmon fishing. But man, what a memory of fishing. Had some great times fishing. Still do. I love to fish. And I thank my dad and the safety officer for those memories. But it was pretty crazy. I hope you got some visuals on that. You imagine that. And again, you know, Bobby here had made some more fears. I got some other stories to do with the bees and the ants. But I hope you guys are enjoying this. I hope it brings you a laugh, and I hope maybe you reflect back on some memories from your past that, you know, that were enjoyable or funny now that you look back on it. Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed it. And again, I wish you guys the best. Cheers, peace. Really appreciate if you sub. I appreciate if you throw that thumbs up. And it really helps if you share my videos as well. Peace, guys. Have a great night. And until next time. And the next time, promise you, the next time is the prison story. You're going to love it. Cheers, guys. Peace out.